Welcome to South East Queensland. You might wonder what we are doing out here in the bush under a pylon. Well, the thing is, we're on our way to the Dyno at the moment. We've looked at this place many times and thought, what a great backdrop that would make for a car. So why not, let's pop in with the Hudson on our en route. So next stop is going to be with Max and Rex at OnSongPerformance. So big shout out to those guys. What will be, will be. But as we've already said, we're going to a dyno session. So what I want you to do in return is guess at this point what you think this bad boy will produce in horsepower. Put it in the comments down below. Whoever has got the nearest 5 people to the figure will win a prize. To the dyno, my friends. Well, we realised that we hadn't actually given you much background as to what this engine was after we said guess what the power is. So just as a quick recap, it's a Holden 202, so it's a 3.3 litre straight 6 cast iron push rod engine with just a single carburettor. So it's not renowned as any particular powerhouse, and in fact the Holden factory, hello guys, the Holden factory quoted only 125 horsepower at the flywheel when it was brand new. So have a guess what you think it might be now. It's going on the dyno, so obviously that's going to be rear wheel horsepower that we need to guess. Hi guys, as you can see we've got something a bit different here for you today. We brought the old Hudson over to our friends at OnSongPerformance. As you can see, this contraption that it's attached to is actually a dyno. So we're kind of really looking forward to this. We understand it's more a bit of fun really than real world performance tuning. It's going to be interesting for us, and in fact there's about 5 of us here today. We've all put our bets on what we think ultimately the power is going to be. So what I would suggest is, write in the comments now before you see the video what you think the number is that we're going to get. I was saying, no, I haven't seen much recently. Too bad. Oh, we're just checking some plug gaps. I didn't realise you were filming them. Yeah, just taking some plugs out just to check the gap and see what they're like. Just when it's on the dyno there, we've got a few misfires and ignition issues. So this might help us. So, as much as a health check and a bit of fun, there is a purpose for going to the dyno. We've got a beach race coming up next weekend, which is only like sand drags really, and it is a bit of fun, but we thought we might as well sort the car out, iron out any issues that we've got. So that was the reason really for going to the dyno. What you'd probably be interested in is, drum roll, 79.2 horsepower at the wheels, no less. Awesome. So look, that was the best that we could get. That was the final run of the day. We'd sorted out a few minor issues, as I think you probably will say that we had some issues with spark plugs. The gap was a little bit wide, which was creating a misfire. So we've sorted that out. We also, the main thing that we adjusted was the ignition timing. We gave a little bit of advance to the ignition timing and went to 14 degrees from 8, and that actually gained about 7 horsepower, which obviously isn't a great deal, but as you can see it's about 10%, so it's well worth having. Right, so just a quick breakdown of what we've got here. Other than the maximum figure, we've got horsepower going up this red line here to a peak at approximately 3,200 RPM, which is where we got our 79 horsepower, and then it's tailing off after that and dwindling away. Certainly by the time we get to the late 3,000s or even 4,000, we've got nothing more to go. One thing that did come out on the dyno was at approximately 4,000 RPM, that equates to around about 80 miles an hour or 82 miles an hour. So if I am wanting to do 100 miles an hour in this, it means we're going to have to get it to rev a bit more, probably to at least 5,000. So we've got some work to do there, but overall, look, it isn't a major number, but I'm very happy with it. For what it is, it's great fun. Would you interpret that dyno graph? Are you having a look? Very good. No, don't eat it. Don't eat. One of the things that I think that this dyno graph does show is just how good these engines were at what they were designed for. The upper one here, this red line here, is the torque figure, so we can see that from round about 2,000, 2,200 RPM is our maximum torque, which is about 270 Newton meters. Which for what it is in this engine I think is great. I mean, they were originally designed for pulling around quite a big heavy car, or possibly a utility truck which will carry a ton, so they were designed as a low revving sort of torque monster really, just to drag your car around. Obviously we've transferred it over into this and it does equate to good fun. Well, that was a load of fun. I had such a good time there. We had a good result on the dyno, couldn't have been better. Very few issues with the car. We've got a very minor oil leak, gaps and plugs, and we've also got a problem with the ignition switch. But all in all, that was terrific. It doesn't get any better than that at the dyno. So hopefully you all had a good guess at what the horsepower figure would be. You're in it to win it, so you're going to get some stickers if you're closest first 5. So I'd like to say also thanks very much to Max and Rex for this morning, for the use on their dyno. They were incredibly helpful and very knowledgeable pair of guys. So cheers, Max and Rex. So as always, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.